Tonight, from London, England, it's the NFL International Series on EA Sports. As we'll see Dwayne Haskins and the London Black Knights versus Tyrod Taylor and the Austin Armadillos.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle with their opponents. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll have the speedy Tyrod Taylor calling the shots, the former Virginia Tech Hokie.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air, receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Taylor will throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan so tough to block as he gets in there to record the sack.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Third and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Operating from the gun. Taylor. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be out right at the 35. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And they'll send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They are led out by the 15th overall selection in 2019, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The numbers for Zeke from last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers, because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
From the 27, Haskins. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Haskins will throw. He's got Fuller. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Taylor. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you could actually be pushed back before the 1st down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the 1st down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run with Gore out of the shotgun. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. A handoff right. It's Gore. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Taylor to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team that had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
3rd and long, it's Taylor. Throw left side, taken in by Pittman. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
And I believe that that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit, because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go, it's Gore. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a 1st down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. Now on second down, this is Gore. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for first. Now it's Taylor. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On first down, it's Gore. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. On third down, Taylor completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. A gain of 6 there on first. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They go play action with Taylor. And his throw is incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Taylor. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete.
You want to put together a long drive? You've got to be able to convert on third down, and they've done exactly that on this one. Sure enough, came up with another conversion right there.
So 1st and goal now from the 7-yard line. And here's carry number 10 for Frank Gore. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Frank Gore, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So that about as lengthy a drive as you're ever going to see. And it ends with a Frank Gore touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Elliott, toss right. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and set them down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Haskins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's got this down to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Elliott running left.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down. A give to Elliott. A nice display of power, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. Now it's Haskins. Touchdown! It's complete. A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Black Knights are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Now Jones. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Austin's offense ready to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Gore now running out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. On the handoff, it's Gore. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 6. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Taylor. The same target, same result. It's Kittle. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Taylor's throw complete there to Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the red zone now, here's Taylor on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
On 2nd down now, Gore. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. Now Taylor. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jarvis Landry. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Armadillos have taken the lead. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Tucker now to add the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. London about set to take over on offense. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Now Haskins to throw it. Complete. Jefferson to target. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he's got this down to the 35.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Haskins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Again, it's Haskins. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Elliott. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Haskins to throw. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Haskins back to the air. Touchdown! Will Fuller, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Black Knights are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Sanders now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drive in total 8 plays. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Now Jones. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. One final go for this offense here in this first half. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the 38, Taylor over the middle to Kittle, complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. Pressure comes and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Devin Singletary, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now it's Haskins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Haskins. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They go play action with Haskins. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Richard Sherman. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spend in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. From the 24, Taylor. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They'll run on 1st down. Gore. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Taylor to throw. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Here's Taylor. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Back to the ground game here. Gore. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he used his quickness to make a play.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And he'll find Pittman. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now Taylor on 1st down, and he's got the hook up to Landry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well, great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Now another carry here tonight for Gore. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw is Taylor. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to try and go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. Now Taylor on 1st down. They go with a screen to Gore. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. 2nd and 5. Here's Taylor. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And his guys are going to take the lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Tucker now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. London about set to take over on offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Elliott going to get it again on 2nd down. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Haskins will throw. We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Tyrod Taylor now gears up to lead his offense again. And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well. No one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. Taylor's throw into the hands of Pittman here. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 3rd down, Taylor. He dumps this off underneath to Gore. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now Gore, handoff left. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
$13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Play action, now Taylor. A dump off here for Gore. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Gore. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the 2nd score there. And it's caught. Touchdown. George Kittle, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Armadillos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. London about set to take over on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. To throw again on second down. Haskins throwing the out route incomplete. It's Fuller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Haskins throw here pulled in by Galladay.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, and they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Haskins going to throw again. He's got Fuller, and he's going to get this inside the 30.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Haskins looking to throw on 1st down. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense. Let's not quibble about the...
Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
After the interception, here's Taylor. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. They go play action with Taylor. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Here again comes Dwayne Haskins and company.
With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
10th carry now for Elliott. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. He will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And as a result, possession switches hands. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A gain of 6 there on first. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And this carry number 20 for Frank Gore. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Taylor now to throw on 3rd down.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. After the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
A good gain on first has them set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Haskins' throw taken in here by Fuller.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
Now Haskins on 1st down.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Throwing again, here's Haskins. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the gun, it's Haskins. That's caught by Galladay. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now Haskins. Forced out, and he will take this one in for a touchdown. Dwayne Haskins with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Black Knights have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So a minute and change to go, and this is going to be an onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
The defense working their way back out now onto their home turf. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, but a 1st down likely ends this thing.
And it looks like they are, to coin a phrase, on the defensive here, right? But in fact, the team on offense has to be really careful because they're going to attack like crazy. They've got to cover the football, make sure they don't turn it over, and still find a way to finish off this game despite the extra pressure that's going to come their way.
Do you pack it in for a run here on first down?
I think that you do. That's how you have to play it. But at the same time, you're telling your ball carrier, both arms over the football, body, everything else, because they will do everything possible to try and knock it free.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. And they take a knee. So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Taylor to a knee, and that ought to just about do it. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall effort.
Oh, I think they're more than pleased, right? They've got to look at each other like, wow, we just pulled this one off in a big way. Great job of motivating. Even better job of game planning. They were facing a top 10 defense, so they had to make sure that everything was buttoned down, and they had it ready to go, and their guys executed.
Yeah, they were concerned not only about moving the ball through the air, but also on the ground. But both really started to come in sync. So for Austin, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.